Hey, I'm Paul with RackOutfitters.com, here to show you the Thule Apex XT hitch mount bicycle carriers. This is a hitch carrier designed to carry 2, 4, or 5 bicycles depending on the model selected. It's designed to work on both 2-inch and 1.25-inch receiver hitches. Let's go over some of the key features that make this rack unique. We have it all installed and a single bicycle loaded to show you some of the techniques of loading and unloading a bicycle and some of the key features on the rack. So let's go ahead and take this bicycle off. We'll then take the rack off and show some of those features. So for starters, let's release the ratchet strap that holds the seat tube of the frame, and then the 2 straps that hold the top tube of the frame. Now this rack is best for bicycles that have a traditional frame design that does have a horizontal top tube. It can accommodate a variety of bicycles, but generally a horizontal top tube is what's needed in order to hang the bicycle directly to the rack. Now I'm removing the safety strap. So let's say you have a bicycle that does not have a horizontal top tube. This is an accessory that can be purchased separately, which is a top tube adapter. And I'll show how that works real quick, just so you have as many options as possible to carry a bicycle. So if necessary, and you need this, you just connect it underneath the seat and then extend it out to the handlebars, and then that'll grip up underneath. There we go. Okay, so then at that point you would hang the bicycle from this adapter versus hanging it from its frame itself. So I'm just going to put it there just to kind of demonstrate, and that's how the bicycle is held. That's not as ideal as if you could have it connected directly to the frame, because you do notice you have looseness underneath the seat and underneath the handlebars, and also the bike will hang lower to the ground. But it is a solution if there's no other option for carrying the bike that you need to carry. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that back off. And to do that, there's just a couple little buttons that you press to release those gateways. And now I can take that off. And so that is an accessory that can be purchased separately from the main rack itself. Okay, so now to take the rack off, let's just go ahead and lower these arms. So this is the 4-bike configuration. As mentioned, it's also available in a 2-bike configuration, which will have essentially half the length of these arms extended, and then also a 5-bike configuration where the arms will be extended even further than you see here to accommodate up to 5 bicycles. So when we're ready to lower these arms, I'll lift up on this lever. What you may find is that by lifting the lever alone, that's not enough. You might have to lift up a little bit on the arms just to take the weight off of it, and then it can lower. So, but once it's disengaged, you can let go and it'll just come down. To bring it back up again, it's locked in that lower position. You lift, and then once you have it started, you can let go and lock it up into that top position. So another feature that makes this rack nice is that you can get full access into the back of the vehicle by grabbing this lever. And so with that, it lowers the rack down, and then on just about every vehicle you'll have full access into the back of the vehicle. Now that does require the removal of the bicycles. So there is an alternative to this rack, which is a swing away version, and that would not require removal of the bicycles. But in this case, to lower it, you do need to remove the bicycles to do that. To bring this back up into the carrying position, pull on that lever, and again lift a little bit, and once you got it started, you can let go, and it clicks into that position. Now let's go ahead and remove it from the receiver hitch. So it was just installed into the receiver hitch just without fully tightened, so that we can take it off and show. So now what we have here is a solid steel stinger. So being a solid steel stinger gives it the strength to carry all the bikes, compared to a tubular steel that's in 1.25 inch. So to convert it from one to the other, you would just remove this outer adapter that makes it 2-inch receiver compatible, and then it will be 1.25 inch, and vice versa to switch it back. So there's simply a fasteners on the underside that you would loose. A tool is included to remove those. Okay, you also have here is the wedge. So when you tighten this knob, that'll bring this in and increase the overall dimension there in order to grip into the receiver hitch. And that gives you a good anti-wobble both vertically and horizontally. And then this other piece is a auto pin, and that auto pin means that you don't have to worry about a separate through pin to hold it and position it into your receiver hitch. So it's something that can't get lost. It's always there for you when you need it. So when it's time to load the bicycle, what you want to do is just bring your stinger down onto the bottom ledge of your hitch, bring it up to a vertical position, and begin inserting it into the hitch. Once this auto pin gets around the collar of the hitch, you just push on it a little bit, and then it'll automatically find that hole, the opposite side of this hole here. And that way you know it's at the proper depth inside your receiver. Next, what you want to do is tighten this knob, and as you tighten, give it a little rock back and forth so that this wedge will nest into the corner of your receiver. Now this is a tools-free install and removal, also as part of the security. So you'll notice there's a Thule lock cylinder, and that lock cylinder, we will just use the key and turn it, and once that's turned, you'll see here that it's spinning freely. There's no way to tighten it further or loosen it at that point, giving the connection a very strong theft deterrent. And as you see here, it's very rigidly connected. There's very little to no play. Okay, so let's go ahead and reload that bicycle. So I'm just gonna, again, lift up on this gray handle, pull up on the arms. It'll engage into that carrying position. If you're only carrying one bicycle, always have it facing, as you see here, with the drivetrain facing out. And it's always best if you have a group of bicycles to have the largest, heaviest bike on first. I'll rotate this pedal out of the way so it's not hitting the side of the mast, and then bring the bicycle frame and get the corner up against this cradle, and then we'll begin ratcheting that tight. So this lower cradle is designed to give it an anti-wobble, so it helps keep the bike stabilized a little bit better in those cradles. And then of course we have the two ratchet straps for the top tube of the frame, and that's holding the bicycle securely onto that carrier with minimal side-to-side play. Then let's go ahead and put our safety strap back in place, which will do a couple things. It'll keep this front wheel from spinning around, and also it is your last point of safety. If all else fails, you've got a strong safety strap here to keep the bicycle stable and safe and near the vehicle. It is a simple cam buckle. So you just press on the cam, press on the button to open up the cam, and pull out the slack. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. Got out of control. Okay, so let's pull out the slack here. And of course you have plenty of slack, which of course they've designed it to where it can go around multiple bikes, and any excess you can just bunch up and secure. Now lastly, you also have security for the bicycle to the rack itself. That's conveniently housed inside the mast of the rack, and it goes over the top of the frame tube. So the combination of this heavy duty, thick gauge braided steel cable combined with the structure of the rack gives you an effective theft deterrent. With it locked, you've got a good strong connection there, and of course the key that's locking this is the same key that locks it to the receiver hitch, and you are supplied with 2 keys for the system. And so that overall will give you a really good theft deterrent. It's very convenient, which means you're more likely to use it. However, if you need additional security for more expensive bikes or in a high theft area, definitely supplement with additional security if you feel that's necessary. So those are all the key features of the Thule Apex 2, 4, and 5. This is the Apex XT. This product, along with a full line of Thule products, are available at rackoutfitters.com. Please see the link in the video description for complete details, our pricing, and our promotions. And thanks for watching.